Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today we're going to have a go at making these. So it can be used for a couple of different things. So this particular one, it can be a Christmas decoration, or if you want to, you can leave them unsealed and they can be a little gift box. So you could put a little present inside if you want to. So we'll just pop it back together and then, hang on, just get it through. And then once it's been used as your gift box, it can then become a Christmas decoration. So that's it from the side and the bottom. And this particular one I've done as a mirror ball. So I've used mirror card on it. Again, you can use it as a Christmas decoration, but with this one I've actually sealed the top, so you can't open that one. And this is what we're going to be doing today. So let me show you what I have done. So to start off with, you will need a piece of card that is 10.5 inches by 6.25 inches. Now if you're working in centimetres, that will be 26.6 centimetres by 15.6 centimetres. So once you've done that, we're then going to do some scoring. Now, if you don't have one of these scoreboards, you can just mark it with a pencil and then score it with a ruler. But we're going to be scoring 1.25 inch little squares. So score at 1.25 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 3/4, 6, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, 8 3/4, and 10 inches. Then rotate and then score at 1.25 inches, 2.5, 3 3/4, and 5 inches. Now, if it's a little bit hard to see on there, what I've done, I've drawn it here on a piece of paper. So your card is like, now what did I say there? I can't remember now. I didn't even write it down. So it's 10.5 by 6.25 inches. So then I've scored at so I'll do inches first and then the centimetres. So scoring at 1.25 inches or 3.2 centimetres, then 2.5 or 6.3, 3 1/4 or 9.6, 5, 12.7, 6 1/4, 15.9, 7 1/2, 19, 8 3/4, 22.2, and 10 inches or 25.4 centimetres. There. Then once it's rotated, again, 1 1/4 or 3.2, 2 1/2 or 6.3, 3 3/4 or 9.6, and 5 inches or 12.5 centimetres. So that will give you 1 1/4 inch squares, except for this side here, which will become clearer later. Then on your piece of card, so it's probably easier to show you on here, with your ruler, put a little mark on the second line, on the first line. We're going to put a little mark at 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so mark, so 1/2 of this little square is 5/8 of an inch, or 1.6 centimetres. So do that on the first square, the third square, 5th and 7th. So every second square on the second row, and then repeat that on, or you can rotate it if you prefer, whichever's easier, but in the same spots but down on the second from the bottom row. So again, put the little mark at 5/8 of an inch, or 1.6 centimetres on the second square. So do one, miss one, do one, miss one, etc. Then using your score tool, score from that little mark down to the corner on each one where you have done that mark. So I'm not sure if you can see it all here. You can see my score lines. So I've done it all on there ready to go. Now I've done it in the green so it's easier to see, I hope. Okay, so once you've done that, we're then going to do some cutting. So where the X's are, so above each point, we're going to cut those out. So in the end, you will end up with that. Okay, so that's how that will look. So we get some scissors. Now when you've got your score line, try and cut at the bottom of the score line, and then cut each little cube out. So then go to the next one. Again, cut on the outside of your score line. And you continue that until you have that shape. Then you need to cut. So now we're going to do these pieces. Now with this one, I have just decorated this with little Christmas papers on the square shapes. On the mirror ball, I have added little triangle bits where there's none on this one. So now we're going to do these little square ones. So you will need to cut 18 pieces that are 1 inch square. So that's these. So you need to cut 18 of those, 1 inch square, or 2.5 centimetres square. Then cut 8 pieces that are 1 1/4 inches square, or 3.2 centimetres square. Now these bigger ones is going to be this triangle. So on the bigger squares, like your base, mark it at 5/8 of an inch, or 1.6 centimetres, and then score from that dot down to the corner on each line. Score, or if you want to, you can use a pencil, because what we're then going to do is trim away on that line to make the triangle. So that will, so put the other bits aside. So that will make your triangle. So you need to do that 8 times. So when I was cutting these out, what I did was I actually put double-sided adhesive on the back of the cardstock before cutting it out to make stickers. So that's what I did because I'm using mirror card. If you're using just normal paper or cardstock, you can use glue. Then we're going to attach all the pieces in place. So as you can see, I've already done most to save a bit of time. Now, because I've used double-sided tape, I'll just remove the backing. And each square will have, and not those ones obviously, all the centre ones and every second one will have the 1-inch square. And then all the others will have the triangle. So I'll just remove this backing paper. If I can get it off. Let me see if I can get it with my blade. Oh, it doesn't want to come away. Here we go. And then place those on your little score lines on here. So we'll just pop that into place. Oh, I've got that one round the wrong way. Let me try it again. That's better. So they will go on your score lines, on the little triangle score lines. Now these score lines are going to become fold lines. Okay, so once that's all in place, I have then used a hole punch. Now to make sure my holes are all in the right spot, on the back of the card, I've just using a pen and a pencil and a ruler, I've just done an X on what is going to be the top of the box. So then I can line up in the centre of the X to do my punch to make sure all the holes are going to be in the same spot. Okay, so now we're going to start putting it together. So on your triangle, just do little folds on all of those score lines. So this will just make it easier to do when it's all being folded and put together. So I'll just do that on all of those. And then just fold on all of your downward score lines and then your across ones. Okay, so now we're going to put some, also when you're cutting these out, your last little ones, so where your 1/2-inch tab is at the end, cut the top and the bottom one out, so you're left with these 3. And what I'm going to do here is just pop on some double-sided tape. Now again, personal preference, you can use glue if you like. I just find using tape sometimes is a lot quicker because you don't have to wait for it to dry. And I like my red tape, it's nice and strong. Okay. So then, just fold that over. Remove your backing paper or add your glue, whichever you prefer. Then when you fold that, it should line up perfectly with the other side to give you the start of your ball. Then we're going to fold your tabs in on the score lines. And we're going to pop a couple of them out. Then when you push your little triangles, it should all start to fold in. So what we're going to do is just attach. Oh, I forgot to fold one of them in. Hang on, let me just fold on that line. Okay. It's not going to play the game now. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we're going to attach these two together. So I'm going to use some turbo tacky glue. So you want fairly quick drying glue, or you can use your double-sided tape. And we're going to line those two up. Can be a little bit fiddly. Doesn't want to line up. Let me try again. Here we go. Oh, it's too quick drying. It's not really giving me time to line them up and move. There we go. That's got it. All right. So then if you tip it up the other way, use something to push them together. And then we're going to put the other two on. So again, pop some glue on there. And it will fold in on your score lines. And we'll pop this one into place. Just hold that for a minute for it to set. And then we will put the last one on. Okay, so I just push that one into place. And then I've also got my other little piece that's got to go on the bottom. So we'll just pop that into place. Okay, now, oh, excuse me. And we'll just give that a press. Now, so where you've put your little square on the top, excuse me. Okay, oh, I had a nut before. I think it got stuck in my throat. Okay, so this one will be your top piece. So what I've got here is I have just got some curling ribbon, and I have just cut a piece off, and then it's all twisted. Let me untwist it. So I've just cut a piece off and I've put a knot in the end. Now I've got a fairly big knot there because I don't want it to pull through the punch holes, but because we're going to be sealing this, I'm going to add some tape anyway to stop it from moving. So we're going to pop it through one of the holes, and I'm just going to pop some tape on there to stop it pulling through, and I'll just flip it up and do another bit. Okay, so now we will just pop that to that side, and we'll pop a bit of glue around here. Now again, if you were going to do this as a little gift box, don't glue it. But because I don't want this one as a gift box, that's why I'm gluing it. Yeah, so we'll just push that together. And then we'll put some glue on the next layer. Oops. And feed that through. So just pinching those will make it collapse where it's meant to. And that will go onto this side. And again, we'll just give that a pinch to get it to stay together. So I went to a craft fair some time ago and these were made there. That's where I got the idea for these. Only they were just doing them as a gift box, and my daughter suggested the mirror ball. So that's how I've come up with this one. And then pop some glue on the last one. And this is the one where it's got the mirror card attached to the top, because that is now the top of the ball. So again, pinch, push, line it up and push into place. Now I'll just give it a minute to attach, and that's it. There's the mirror ball. So I think they're quite pretty, and you can decorate them however you please, and whether you want them to be a box or just a decoration. But they're a good little gift box. So nice size for a ring. Anyway, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed my mirror ball. If you have, please do give me the thumbs up. And if you'd like to join my Facebook groups, Card Making for Beginners and Beyond, or Barossa Valley Crafts, please feel free to do so. I'll add the links in the description. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.